Alright, so welcome back to another video. Today, this is actually really fun to do, and especially with the new set that came out, I want to do another deck profile, but for a very special leader that I'm having a lot of fun with in this set in particular, the newest one. I'm having a great time with it. So today, I'm making a deck profile on Turles. This deck, while it isn't too crazy as of right now, it is pretty fun, and it does spam a lot of bodies on board, especially blockers are just 15Ks, and it's just yellow. You get a lot of yellow goodies, you can plus off a lot of stuff, good amount of draws, and I'll show you where I'm at right now. I haven't really seen a yellow Turles deck profile anywhere, so I thought I might as well try to be the first one. Maybe there are some, but this, to my experience, is like the most like casual version. It's nothing too crazy, but it does good stuff. So let's get straight into it and show off the leader. So this leader, essentially, whenever a Turles or a Crusher Corpse is removed from the battle area by your skills, it's sent to the warp instead of the drop area, which means you can't successor. Very unfortunate, but it does balance it out because you spam a lot of cards. So, auto, when this card attacks, draw a card, and at the start of the game, you get to play the tree Unison with 2 markers on it, making your SS4 Vegeta counterplays already active. That's really good. Awaken, when when you have 3 cards flip face up from your life, you get to flip it over, or if your life is at 4 or less, draw 2 cards, flip it over. Same permanent effect. Auto, when this card attacks, draw a card. And here's the good effects. I love this one. So active battle, you tap 1 yellow for a Spirit Boost 1. You get to give this card 10k if you have 2 cards flip face up in your life, or you can activate a fruit from your hand ignoring its costs. That is amazing, because you can give this Turles 20k double strike, or you can give any other Turles cards 20k double strike, or just a card 20k in general. So that's a really good effect. Helps out a lot to access some of the green stuff that the Turles has. It just makes it splashable in the yellow. So that's the leader. We're on to the deck. So with the leader, you get to play out the Unisons at the start of the game. 2 markers. This is the Unison. This Unison is actually pretty decent, not gonna lie. Permanent, can't attack because it balances it out, it makes sense. 16k attack. Obviously your opponent doesn't want to swing into that with their leader because they got to combo an unnecessary card. So it already has some good defense right there. +1. Say if your leader card is a yellow Turles, at the start of your opponent's turn, flip a card face up. Pretty standard effect. You know, you get to awaken a lot sooner. I usually awaken turn 2. Whether it be my turn or my opponent's turn, very good. Auto, when your leader swings, you essentially get to choose a Crusher Corpse card in your hand, put in your life face up, and combo with the Crusher Corpse from your life face up. So essentially, you can just combo the card that you just put there. That's really good, because there are cards that you want to see in your life flip face up, that this just helps you get in there easily. -2, you get to add a fruit from your deck to your hand. Very good, so you can -2, tap 1 to Spirit Boost 1. So that's -3 for a 20k double strike. That's not bad. They actually tie in pretty good together. I like it a lot. This usually is pretty good. And the package we are running for the flippers, we have we have 4 mods. We have 3 cacaos. Oops, got that one. We got 3 cacaos. We got 3 raisins, 3 lacases. And that's all for the flippers. So with the mod, when he's comboed from the life face up, I get to choose a card for my life, flip it face up. Pretty standard. He replaces himself. Usually want to see him out turn 1, whether it be usually when you can swing, you want to see him out on the field first. He's the one you want to see first. Auto Spirit Boost 1 when he's played, KO 4 or less. Pretty decent. Yeah, it's actually a really good removal if you're trying to get rid of a blocker that they still have on the field, or just any cards that can be a threat to either your Unison or just a threat in general, like maybe a 20k double strike. There's a lot of those in the game. Off to Cacao. Essentially, he's a really basic one. When he's played, he doesn't really do much on play. He has an active main where you choose your Unison, put him under it, gains a marker. So what you can do is you can swing, and then active main, put it under your uni, give it a marker. That's more defense. Really good effect. I liked it a lot. He's just a good body to swing with for that extra aggro, and just helping out your Unison just live a lot longer. Very nice. Now this package is fucking funny. So essentially, when he's comboed from the life and then played, you get to play up a Lacase from your deck in rest mode, play Lakase, effect you choose to take a life. You don't have to take the life, and you get to play out a Raisin from the deck, and he is a blocker. So that means you play him, play the Lakase, play another Raisin. That's 2 blockers for free. That is so nice. And if you want to get access to your super combos early, just take a life. You see a card you like, take a life. It's just so good. These guys together are really well, and I might just put them at 4, but 3 each is the number that I like right now. So, the next cards we have for the little Turles engine, these guys are just purely for the energy exhaust. Also, it is a Bloodlust. If your opponent plays a card, you would usually type 2 energy because it's decreased my opponent's turn. And the card is played with its skills negated. Stops Scientist Fu. It's just a colorless in general. Very good card. Not Scientist Fu, Shrouded. This is really good against Shrouded, because if Shrouded hits this deck, it's an auto lose. We just can't defend against it. But now onto the Turles cards. We have 4. Turles, Power of the Tree. Tap 1, play him. You get to choose a Crusher Corpse card from your hand, put it in your life face up, take a life. Super good. You want to tap 1, play him out, and then usually add him into your life, so that next turn your leader can swing, combo with him, flip a card, and you should be ready to awaken by then because you already +1 off a leader. Super good card. Second effect, auto Spirit Boost. When this card attacks, you get to choose a Crusher Corpse from your life face up, combo with it, and he gains 1k. So that's going to be a 10k swing, and you're going to play a card on top of it. That's really good. This is really good for early game. You want to see him. Other Turles card, we have 4 Turles, all too easy. This is Yellow's Divine Presence, clears boards out, helps out a lot. Really good removal. You tap 2 if you have a Yellow Saiyan as your leader, and you have 3 more energy, play him out. And when he comes out, you KO a card in rest. Even if you miss the target, you still get to use one of these effects where you get to KO another card in rest or draw a card. Really good for situations, just getting rid of pesky blockers or just just annoying guys in general. There's a lot of 4-drop 20k double strikes, like I said, so this guy's really good at getting rid of them. Or just a card in rest mode in general. It's stupid. It's Yellow's Divine Presence, in a sense. We're running 3 Turles, Dominance at hand. So the way to play him out is you tap 1 yellow or a green if you have the energy exhaust charged in. If you have 2 Crusher Corpses on field, play him out. Effect, when he's played, draw a card. Since our leader card is yellow, we're going to KO a card of 4 or less. That's really good, just more removal, and he's a 16k blocker. So now they have to get over that little bit of 16k. If, let's say, it's a leader swing, they have to combo a card if they want to get rid of the card. And this card is just super good. I might bump him up to 4 and reduce the Turles out to 3, just because this one's just cheaper, and it's still removal, still really good. You get the draw and you get a removal, so maybe 4 of this guy, maybe 3 of this guy. That's our Turles cards. Off to our other yellow cards, our yellow battle cards. We have Son Goku. This new counterplay came out, super good card. Essentially, if you don't know what he does, he's a counterplay where the card being played is put in rest mode and you draw a card when he's played. And he's reduced by energy, depending on how many extra cards you have in your battle area, energy area, and drop area. So you're usually going to tap 1 for this guy. He's a blocker, 5k, super good card to already go in with your other blockers. I like him a lot. He's good in this deck. Period. He's just good. Our next card is usually our other boss monster. We got Son Goku, Return of the Dragon Fist. Everyone knows this card at this point. Essentially, you're going to tap 3 for this guy. He's going to come out. He's going to KO 2 cards in rest mode. Spirit Boost 2. He gains dual attack, and your opponent cannot activate battle cards 7k or less during the battle with him. Really good card. Just a game ender. This is just a card to do it in. This is like every yellow deck is usually running this card. There's no reason why this deck shouldn't be running it. It's just a great card. Really hard to get over. Alright, other yellow cards. We got a Mecha Frieza Robotic Riposte. Very good negate. Usually going to tap 1 for it. If they swing, they have to rest something if they want the swing to go through. Really good card. Very self-explanatory. Like I said, most of this is just yellow goodies, but that's what yellow decks are nowadays. Our super combos are Krillin. Life is at 4 or less. Bottom deck a card. Draw 2. I need to get them all foiled. I'm working on it. This card ties really well with Unison because it's active literally at the beginning of the game. When your opponent plays a card, play this card. The card is played in rest, and he's a 14k blocker. Very easy, active at the start, very busted. We're running 2, freezes army reinforcements, negate the attack, play a blocker. Mostly self-explanatory, like I said. That's really what the rest of the deck is. I run 3 Power of the Super Saiyans. You can either negate or active battle if you have an energy that's already up, a mono yellow energy one. Remember that. You draw a card and you get to rest something. Very good card. Running 2 Vegeta's Final Flash. I'm running out of space here, so bear with me. We're running 2 Forbidden Power. Actually, very new card. I like Nimbus, but this card's really good too. Tap 1. They can only swing with battle cards 1 more time. So it doesn't negate the attack, but it at least sets up, a big defense line. So they only have 1 more battle card swing. So usually you want to use this on leader. Or you can put something in rest, ignoring barrier, and give a card 10k. That's really nice. For the fruit, that we can activate off a lead, we're only running 2 because we can either search it out or we will draw into it eventually. Give a card 20k, and if it's a Turles, give it double strike. Very good card. Running 1 Faff for that little extra push, because trust me, I didn't have Faff in this deck until now. This card can win games. And speaking of winning games, we're running the Wicked Saiyans as our secret rare. This card is good because it puts people in a tough position. Do they want to tap 4 cards, or do they want to lose 2 cards in their hand and now have to deal with a dual attack 40k? That is also a blocker. So as you can see, this deck is really just a bunch of blockers and just like cheap little aggro. Just flat out, nothing double strike, nothing triple strike, nothing too crazy. It's really just these 2 cards that provide that. So that's really where the Turles deck stands. Now, the thing that this deck does lose to, and can lose to very easily, is Finn takes my Unison, and once the Unison is gone, it's over, man. There is a Turles card that does recover the Unison, but I don't really run it because I don't lose the Unison too often, not gonna lie. Definitely red. If they were to just neg all these cards, it'd be very easy to do, not hard to do at all. That's just really what it loses to. I play a lot of cards, but they're very easy to remove. Like Secret Identity, that just hurts a lot. Now there are cards I am considering putting into the deck for later versions of it, more of a green-yellow build, and that would be really just the Vicious Rejuvenation stuff. I didn't go too hard in the set, so really this is all I have for it. But the Turles package, you really could run it. It could work, but it's very niche. And at this point, if I were to running more of the green stuff, I wouldn't be using the Krillin super combos, and I'd just be using the ones that came from this set, which is just if your life is at 4 or less. Those basic super combos. But I have to see. It's really more for experimenting if I ever want to build a green-yellow version. Speaking of green-yellow, I've been considering running this card. This can evolve over the 4-drop Turles, and essentially this just gets rid of boards very, very easily. So if it KOs a card, you can just restand it and your opponent ditches a card. And if this card is removed by an effect, and when this card is removed by an effect from your opponent, you get to get rid of all their cards in rest, and then choose their battle cards that didn't die from it, put it in rest mode. I've been considering maybe a 1 of or 2 of, just if I can. If I'm gonna bump this card up to 4, then maybe I'll run 2. But that's a big what if. And just like the launch deck, you have to run these tokens. These are different ones. These are special ones. You have to run the Goblin Slayer tokens. If you're feeling spicy, you could run Bruno. That's up to you though. But these are very important. These make the deck. If you don't have these, don't even think about building the deck. Just don't. It's not a luxury. Okay. And basically that's really the deck. It's a very fun deck, very decently aggressive, but it's very glass cannon in a sense. You can just, all these cards can just get wiped out just like that. But very fun. Secret Rare is good. All the cards make up for it. Very defensive. I've lived longer than expected, just because of all the blockers and all the negates you run. So I'd say it's pretty good right now. We'll get support eventually, but for now, I'd say it's more of a take it to tournaments, see what you can do with it. Little locals, why not? I think it's like a local deck. Other than that, that's really the Turles deck. Thank you for watching. Maybe I'll do a battle with this, with another new leader, or maybe something more meta relevant. We'll see though. But yeah, other than that, thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.